Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. I hope you can hear me okay over the din of construction work going on in the background. Apologies for that. I've come to Birmingham this week. It's quite simply because I haven't actually been to the city centre and vlogged or photographed the place for well over 18 months because of the ongoing pandemic situation, really. So I thought that as we are starting to ease up a little bit on the restrictions that we've had, I thought I would come back here today and capture a few photos of what I've missed during the time that I've been away. First of all, I'd like to start here though. Just behind me, just over my shoulder here, you can see the Canal House pub. It's a place that I've photographed a couple of times before from various different angles, and I'm right on, if you can see over my shoulder there, I'm right on the end of the canal here. So I'm going to start walking along the canal, capture a few photos of the Canal House itself, and then carry on along towards the ICC and the Barclaycard Arena. I think it's still called the Barclaycard Arena, Arena Birmingham, whatever it's called now. Some of you will know where that is. So I'm going to make a move now and take a few photos of this area. So the first shot that I wanted to capture was this one looking back along the canal. It just here, looking with the Canal House to the left hand side of the image. And what that does is it kind of creates a framework for the image, but it also brings into play this beautiful architecture and structure of the Canal House itself. What a lovely place that is. And it's just got a perfect juxtaposition against the backdrop of this canal along here, so I was quite enjoying that, and that was the image I wanted to capture. I wasn't sure exactly how wide I wanted to go with this, so I've used my 17 to 40mm wide angle lens, and I've shot two images, one at 17mm, and I'm not sure that really works properly, but I've also shot one at around about 28mm, which I think looks a little bit better, and I've even manually bracketed the exposures on that one, so I've got 3 exposures of the same image, and hopefully I can use that to bring back some of the highlights and shadow areas and give a bit of contrast to the image, and it will really make the image pop a little bit more than normal. So that's that one done. I'm going to move on and see if I can capture another image, again probably of the Canal House but from a slightly different angle, maybe the other side of the canal, somewhere over there methinks. I've moved around to a spot here which I've photographed before, and there's an ideal framing here ordinarily, but my issue here today is these tree branches here that overhang, and they kind of cut into the frame a little bit. So that's making it a little difficult to find a composition here. However, I think there is one, and it may just be a case of me standing a little bit closer to the edge of the canal and trying to move those out of the frame of the shot, to be honest, those leaves. But that could be a little difficult, as it would mean standing literally right on the very edge of the towpath, and I could be in danger of falling in the water at the moment. With that last shot, I discovered that I was able to get a decent composition simply by standing as close as I could to the water's edge, so I got no obstructions between me and my watery subject, but also by dropping my camera tripod down a little bit so the tree branches and the leaves weren't obscuring the shot too much. It was quite an interesting one, and I've noticed also that doing urban landscape photography again now, after not doing it for many months, it's really challenging me, so I'm enjoying this challenge. Right now though, I'm going to move on and see if I can find another composition. I think I'm moving into an area now which is even more popular with tourists and locals than the last few areas that I've been in, so it could be interesting trying to capture some shots here. This spot here is the junction of two canals just behind me, just over there. And I came here back in early March of 2020, and we're into August of 2021 now, almost at the end of August as well. So it really is just about 18 months since I last took a shot of this area, and I just wanted to come back and see if there's any change here. I'm not really sure if there is a shot here now. There was back in March 2020 because the sun was out, and that made a big difference. I shot a long exposure here and it was a beautiful shot, but I don't think I can make the same composition again without the sunshine, surprisingly. That's something you won't hear very often from landscape photographers, but on this particular occasion it just seemed to work well and helped to light the scene a lot better than normal. I've just been stood just the other side of the canal here, watching as a canal boat came through the lock gate, which was quite interesting. I only spent a short amount of time there. There was no picture, but I've got some video footage anyway, so that looks quite nice. But I've just come now into the other side of the lock gate itself, to an area where it's obviously an area for mooring a lot of the boats, and there's several boats around here. There's an old wharf building just next to where I'm standing. I'm going to pop round the back of there and take a photo of that. It's a shot that I've taken several times, but I think I might try and get another shot of it now in colour using digital camera as well. The last time I shot this, it was with a large format 5x4 film slide, which was interesting, but that was black and white. I've also shot it in colour in the same format, but I've never actually shot it with a digital camera before, so that'll be interesting. Well, it turns out there might be a shot here after all. I'm back at the canal junction where I was before, and I didn't think there was a shot, but it turns out there is. There's probably 2 or 3 shots here actually. I've had to get slightly elevated to find them though. There are several bridges around me, around the canal junction itself. You can see them behind me there, and I've had to get up onto one of these bridges to see if I can spot a shot. And what I've discovered is that behind me there is a shot back along the canal there, which is quite nice. Very empty but very clean and tidy as well. That looks quite nice and interesting, and the canal boat at the side of the canal just provides a decent leading line and a foreground interest, so that could be an interesting one. But if I turn back round again, there's another shot over towards those bridges there behind me, and there are several of them, and there's a pub behind on the other side of the junction, which I might pop into a little bit later when I've finished here. But also then there's one more just along this way as well, similar to the last one, but just over the bridge here along this canal here, so that's going to be quite an interesting one as well. Well, I'm going to call it a day for now then, ladies and gentlemen. I've really enjoyed myself today. It's been a difficult thing to do because, first of all, just being in the urban landscape is difficult anyway. There's all kinds of different scenarios to consider when you're trying to take photos here, but also because I haven't done it for a long time. The last 18 months or so I've been spending most of my time in woodlands or nature reserves or parklands and places like that, so I haven't really come into a big city for quite some time to photograph and to vlog, and there's all kinds of considerations to take into account there when you're doing that. But all in all, it's been a good day. If you've enjoyed watching me make an absolute fool of myself and getting in everybody's way, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on another vlog very shortly. Bye for now.